got my degree in astrophysics and mathematics.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I really am a STEM kind of person. I was a lot more withdrawn, like if people keep rejecting me, I'm not even gonna try because if you don't try to make friends, you can't get rejected. So I was more of an avoidant person because every single time I tried to make friends, I failed. So what's the point of doing it again if you're gonna fail? You know.
I think most people, even I feel like that.
Yeah.
How about now? Is it kind of?
I'm still very sensitive to rejection. Even today, it's actually there's a pathology attached to it. It's called rejection sensitive dysphoria, and it's very common in people with autism and ADHD. I guess my strategy for this is to either wait for people to befriend me first, or I just I don't know. It's so hard hanging out in green rooms and comedy shows.
No, I think everyone, yeah. There's really not much to talk about when you're in a bunch of comics that you haven't never met or something.
Yeah.
For me, all right. Okay, Miss Joy Moore, thanks for joining. This is the Terry Boo podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
So we were just talking about Comedy Chateau, everyone. Apparently Joy was invited for the second year.
Yeah.
And it was not as good as last year. Any particular reason?
Well, there was a show in the large room, and it was about halfway full when I performed. And pretty much every comedian there bombed because the room was halfway full, I guess.
Nobody was laughing?
Yeah, few people were laughing. It was like very similar to a typical open mic rather than a show.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How about the smaller?
The smaller room was a lot better because the room can get filled more easily.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
At least you got stage time.
Yeah, I did.
Is it still the same people there, like Felix and Irina and those?
Yep, Felix and Irina hosted many of the shows at the festival.
Yeah. And
so did Michael Houston as well.
Oh, I don't think I know him.
Oh yeah, I mean they alternate hosts. It's not always Felix and Irina. It's sometimes like guest hosts like Black Pedro and.
Oh yeah, I know Black Pedro.
Yeah.
That's good. Are you doing any other festivals?
I was too late to submit for the Burbank Comedy Festival, so maybe I'll try that next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I am doing that this year.
Oh, you are? Have you done it before?
I got rejected last year.
Oh, okay. I hope it goes well this year.
Thank you. So Joy, this is supposed to be, we can talk about whatever. It can be funny, it can be serious. I just try to roll with it. But I only invite people that I think are very good at comedy, and you're like a comedian, how do you pronounce this?
Extraordinaire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joy can pronounce it better than I can, everyone. And yeah, it's mostly about comedy, but it's also about your life.
Oh, okay.
So first of all, Happy Pride Month.
Why, thank you.
I think you share in your material that you are
autistic.
Oh no! Well, yeah. but aren't you? Haven't you come out?
Yeah, I'm an ally. Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I am. Correct. I know.
You're her, she, her.
Yeah, she, her. I said I'm an ally to the LGBTQ community, but I go by she, her pronouns.
Are you LGBTQ?
No, but I am an ally.
Oh, okay. So maybe I got it confused.
Oh, okay.
Very sorry. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Altadena, California.
Ah, very nice. You're a Cali girl.
Yep.
And you've been doing comedy your entire life?
No, I've been doing it when I went to the university around 2015 to 2017.
Yeah.
Then I took a hiatus, and then I began again in 2022.
Got it.
Yes.
What were you studying?
At university, I studied astrophysics and mathematics.
Oh, you do talk about that.
Yeah.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I got my degree in astrophysics and mathematics.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I really am a STEM kind of person.
Did you wait? You did all of the calculus and all that?
Yes, math is my favorite subject.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I actually don't really like writing that much, especially essays, because the word count, they want to be at least a certain amount of words, and like I'm I'm not that long-winded. I can't write a very very long essay. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Um, but math just comes naturally to you.
Yeah, for me, math is easier than say like being creative or like analyzing literature or stuff like that.
Oh, but I think it comes out in your comedy. It's also always very like intelligent and very funny.
Mm.
Um, you cover a lot of like topics like the color purple, like light spectrum.
Yeah, about 400 nanometers in wavelength is the color purple.
Um, were you always kind of smart as a kid, or?
Well, as a kid, I was more of a nerd. I
Yeah.
guess I wouldn't say I'm smart. I would just say that I really pursue my interests very strongly and focus. I'm good at focusing on things that I'm very interested in, which happen to be like science and math.
Yeah. You also like Japanese, right?
Yes.
Um, so were you always just studying as a kid, or did you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I liked sports as a kid.
Oh, nice.
Like gymnastics and soccer.
Oh, wow.
But basketball, I'm like terrible at. I know it's a stereotype that black people are so good at basketball, but I
Yeah.
do not meet that because I'm terrible at basketball.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you like watching soccer or basketball or gymnastics?
I don't really watch sports that
Yeah.
often. I just, most of the sports I do is just like doing workouts on YouTube.
Ah, nice.
I don't have like a TV, so I don't really watch sports.
Me neither. I don't
Yeah.
have TV. I'm just curious about what you do on your free time.
Hmm.
Do you write jokes, or are you, you know, still studying astrophysics, or what do you?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah, fun. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, fun things I do in my free time is like listen to podcasts. I like
Nice.
hiking while listening to Chris Hansen's podcast.
Isn't that about like murder?
No, it's about child predators. Yes, it's. I'm interested in like very morbid things, but sometimes when I'm hiking, I just daydream a lot, and
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm daydreaming, I think of something funny and I remember that and like write it as a joke. I daydream a lot.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I've always also felt like walking or hiking will definitely help joke writing.
Yeah.
What do you usually daydream about?
Just random stuff.
I jokes?
Well, just like any type of topic really, but if something that I'm daydreaming about is funny, I'll write it down as a joke. It's
Nice.
not always. I don't always daydream about funny things, but when something funny comes to my mind, I'll like write it down.
Do you always have a notebook with you?
I have a physical notebook, but I also have the notes app on my phone.
I do that too.
Oh.
Nice. Let's see. So Altadena girl, has your family always been supportive of your comedy?
Yeah, kind of. They think I am funny.
Yeah.
They just don't like going to comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we were at the These Nuts show, I
Mhm.
think your brothers were there?
Yeah, just one of my brother was
Yeah.
there, and he likes the Ice House,
Yeah.
but he thinks the drinks there are like expensive and stuff.
Yeah. No, we were talking about,
Yeah.
you know, those bringer shows. You hate them, right?
I hate him.
Yeah. Do you still do These Nuts shows?
Yeah, when Vargas emails me, I will
That's good.
respond with a date that I think I can do.
Yeah.
But still, no one in my family likes comedy clubs.
Yeah, but don't give up, Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do bringer shows. I mean, I don't just have enough friends in general, so
Mhm.
yeah, sometimes I can bring one or two. That's like my max, so it's
Yeah.
always hard. Have you always been the funny one in your family?
No, not really. I'm not naturally funny.
Okay.
I'm more scripted funny. So, the things that I write that are funny, they take a lot of time and preparation in advance to like script the joke.
Yeah.
So I actually memorize my comedy sets verbatim. So I can word it, just right and like get all the fine details. But I'm not spontaneously funny, like
Me neither.
other parts of my family. Yeah.
Who's the funny one in your family?
I guess my dad is more the
Ah.
spontaneously funny person.
Okay.
He is mostly funny through amusing stories that happen to him, I guess.
Nice.
He's more of a storyteller. I'm more of a joke writer, I guess.
Do you think you got your funny gene from your dad's side of the family?
Yeah, I think my dad's side of the family is more like naturally funny than say my mom's side of the family. So I guess.
Gotcha.
And also, autism runs in my dad's side of the family. A lot more members of my dad's side of the family are autistic rather than my mother's side of the family.
Gotcha. Speaking of autism, I actually didn't know a lot about autism, but is it always being related to like being high IQ in something?
No, autistic people can have a range of different IQs.
Yeah.
Not all autistic people are savants, but some of them are. Some of them are actually have intellectual disabilities, so they have lower than average IQ. So the IQs of autistic people are all over the place. Actually, it's not like the stereotype of the Rain Man genius.
Right, that's true. But I was thinking that your sense of humor, maybe it's like kind of connected to autism. You don't think so?
Yeah, in a way so. Actually, when I restarted comedy in 2022, I didn't make that many autism jokes.
Yeah.
But it was actually Josh from Flappers who gave me the advice to start your set off by saying, "Hey, I'm autistic."
Wow.
And that will explain, I guess, my lack of eye contact with the audience and stuff like that. So after Josh gave me that advice, I kind of just rolled with it, and the autism jokes, they just kept coming.
That's good. Josh, that was pretty good advice from Josh.
Yeah.
Just to like set up your persona like from the first second on stage.
Yeah, to give you like comedic character or like
Yeah.
whatever they call it.
Have you seen Josh lately? Do you still go to Flappers a lot?
I try to go to Flappers, but their open mics are good, but their shows, it's kind of, again, it's like the Comedy Chateau where if the room is halfway full, they just don't like to laugh at your jokes.
Yeah.
Even if the comics are objectively funny, they just don't laugh as much as other places like the Ice House.
Yeah. Maybe the Ice House is just like very supportive.
Yeah, people from Pasadena, we're nice, okay? Nice.
No, I feel you. Thanks for coming to our open mic the other day, by the way. And I don't want to, pry if it's not a easy topic to talk about. But what's it like living with autism?
It's kind of the same as any other person.
Yeah.
It's hard for anyone, autistic or not, to connect with other people, especially in
That's
this
true.
day and age. I find it very hard to like initialize a friendship or like connect with people socially. But some autistic people are actually very good at it.
Really?
Yes. One of my friends who is a fan of comedy, she became my friend very quickly. And usually I don't befriend people quickly. I move very, very slowly with any type of relationship.
Yeah.
So she comes to like almost all of my shows, even
Nice.
if she doesn't really like certain comedy clubs. But she's really, really brilliant at just connecting with people and very gregarious and just loves to be around people. I'm more of an introvert.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, when I was younger, I was a lot more willing to try to befriend and connect with people, but with like social cues and rules, I've sort of like came off as awkward and people like rejected me.
Really?
Yeah. and I'm very sensitive to rejection. So
Mm.
when I got older, I was a lot more withdrawn. Like if people keep rejecting me, I'm not even gonna try because if you don't try to make friends, you can't get rejected. So I was more of
Yeah.
an avoidant person because every single time I tried to make friends, I failed. So what's the point of doing it again if you're gonna freaking
Right.
fail? You know?
I think most people, even I feel like that.
Yeah.
How about now? Is it kind of?
I'm still very sensitive to rejection. Even today, it's actually there's a pathology attached to it. It's called rejection sensitive dysphoria,
Oh.
and it's very common in people with autism and ADHD. I guess my strategy for this is to either wait for people to befriend me first,
Yeah.
or I just I don't know. It's so hard hanging out in green rooms and comedy shows.
No, I think everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
There's really not much to talk about when you're in a bunch of comics that you haven't never met or something.
Yeah.
But rejection as in like a romantic rejection or like a social.
Like social rejection,
Yeah.
or even like rejection in general, like rejection from jobs that you apply for.
I see.
Yeah, I just don't like it at all. That makes me feel like a complete failure.
But aren't you facing like when you're on stage, like when jokes don't work? Doesn't that feel bad as well?
Yeah, it kind of feels not good when someone like doesn't laugh at your joke, but I guess it's not as bad as getting booed.
Yeah.
I've never been booed or heckled before, and I
That's
don't
good.
know how that. Because my dad keeps on trying to warn me, you need to know how to respond to hecklers. But I've been doing comedy for about 5 years and I haven't been heckled.
Yeah, I haven't really been heckled either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it happens like when it's like a super big club now. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Do you generally? I'm a huge introvert too. Do you generally spend a lot of time on your own, or do you like doing mics? A lot of mics with other comedians, or?
Yeah, I mostly do mics when I want to try out my own material, but when I write jokes, I'm alone. Usually, sometimes I go to writers' rooms, open mics, and they're sometimes it works with the collaborative nature of it, and they can like punch up your jokes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's usually other people who invite me to things rather than me inviting other people to things. Yeah,
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's how. Yeah, I'm like that too. Do you find the writers' mics helpful? Because sometimes I don't.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
I just record the audio, and
Yeah.
if I get anything helpful, I'll re-listen to it.
Do you listen to all your recordings?
Yeah, well, not every single one, but the writers' room open mics I will.
Yeah.
And like open mics for new material, I'm just trying. I'm just gonna see when the audience laughs and see which jokes to keep.
Yeah. You just use iPhone?
Yeah, I just record the audio with my iPhone.
Nice. Yeah, I need to be better at listening to my recordings. I do record them, but I wonder how many people actually listen to it like right afterwards, or even just like never listen to it. But yeah. So are you working in astrophysics or mathematics right now?
I wish I was. It's very the place in LA you want to work at if you're an astrophysicist is JPL, but they're having like they've been having a hiring freeze for like a year, so they're really not hiring any new people. So that kind of sucks. So I'm just trying to sharpen my computer skills, because a lot of academic institutions who have astrophysics departments, they have jobs for like software development. So I'm trying to just learn some new computer languages to make myself more marketable to that.
Nice. Any language in particular?
Java is pretty popular.
Nice.
C++. SQL.
Yeah. You seem like a very multi-talented person.
I mean, I kind of like that, but on the other hand, I would. Have you heard of like jack of all trades, master of
Yeah.
nothing? Yeah, I don't want to really be that. I want to at least master something.
Me too.
And be super, super good, but you need to focus in on just one thing rather than multiple things.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to be a jack of all trades.
Especially one thing that makes a lot of money.
Yes.
If you're super good at, I don't know, ping pong or something and you can't make money in it, it's...
Yeah.
That's cool. Gotcha. How old are you, Joy?
28.
Gotcha. So you started when you were in your early 20s doing
Yeah.
comedy?
Yeah, I started in 2015 in January when I was like 19.
You were super young.
Yeah. But I took a long pause
Yeah.
from comedy, but
Any role models? Any favorite comedians?
I like Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh, yeah.
The dark.
Oh, yeah, you like the dark stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't he married to whoever?
I didn't know he was married, but yeah, I first heard of him from the roasts, and he has his own Netflix specials, and they're really good.
Yeah. Do you watch a lot of comedy specials?
Yeah, mostly on Netflix. I enjoyed Nikki Glazer's new one. Yeah, Someday You'll Die.
Yeah, she is super funny, and she's often vulgar, which is.
Yeah, and she also does a lot of roasts as well.
Oh, she does. Gotcha. Any. So you're into dark humor and dark comedy.
Yeah.
Is that kind of related to like how you like the Chris Hansen podcast? Like you like talking about?
Yeah, kind of. I have very like morbid interests, and if you can make something that's normally is very dark and very tragic, if you can make something into a joke and like trivialize it, then those horrible tragic things won't be as won't hurt you as much. So if you turn something tragic into something funny, it just trivializes it and just like it won't hurt you as much. So that's like what I like to do, because there are a lot of things in life that hurt me, but if I just make it a joke, it'll be like whatever, you know.
No, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, because I feel like marginalized communities, they have been using humor to like turn trauma into laughter.
Yeah, a lot of my humor is also very self-deprecating, because like I have low self-esteem, and my parents like, oh, you shouldn't make self-deprecating jokes, but like it's funny.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, you have low self-esteem though?
Yeah.
Like about your comedy or?
Not about my comedy, just about myself in general. I often feel inferior to others. And like I don't like myself because I'm not as good as everyone else.
I think it's a false belief. You're not as good in what way though?
I just like not as smart. I don't have as many friends, and not as I'm kind of like a failure in life compared to like some other people my age.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes I have those thoughts as well. I mean, you are obviously very smart, Joy. The kind of comedy that you do is not possible if you're not smart. That's just an observation.
Okay.
I'm not sure where the failure part is coming from.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of like my friends just like have like stable jobs and stuff like that, and it's very, very hard for me to find jobs. They're just getting title after title, and I'm like, LinkedIn, please work for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
have you been applying a lot?
Yeah, and LinkedIn sucks. Well, for me, but I'm not sure it sucks for other people.
It does. It sucks for me too.
Uh-huh.
Have you been applying for a while?
Yeah,
Oh, for how long?
for like at least a few months.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah. It should. Sometimes it takes me like almost a year to find like something, or get accepted into something. So that's pretty normal. I feel like.
Yeah.
We're talking about a lot of things. Yeah, you're not a failure, Joy.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
If I had to compare myself to everybody who has a better, stable job and making more money than me,
Hmm.
I'd probably be number 1,000.
Yeah.
Um, when was your first open mic in Altadena?
My first open mic was actually an online open mic where the host is located in Hawaii. It's called the Anarchy Comedy Open Mic, and it still exists today. That was like due to the pandemic, but they're still operating.
Do you still do it?
Not as much anymore, but it was very helpful because they allowed you to record your sets with your computer on Zoom.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can rewatch it.
Oh, so that's how you got your start. Was it did you find it helpful then doing it like on stage as helpful?
Uh, yeah, it was equally as helpful because when I look back at the recordings, I just see when the audience responded to the jokes.
That's
and
true, yeah.
I will see which jokes landed from recording my set at the open mic.
Ah, very nice. How many people were in the Zoom?
Maybe around like 16-ish, like 12 to 16 people doing 5-minute sets.
Wow. And it's not there anymore?
Oh, they're still there. The Anarchy Comedy Open Mic still exists.
Did you have to pay for it?
No, it's free.
Wow. That's a really good thing that you happened upon. You were mentioning you are into morbid things, morbid interests.
Yep.
What are some examples?
I like the plethora of medieval execution methods.
I only know the guillotine.
Yeah, that's not medieval. That's the late 1700s. But yeah, like there's like burning at the stake. I have a burning at the stake joke. There's St. Catherine's Wheel. There's
What's that?
keel hauling. Catherine's Wheel is when you're splayed out, so like your arms and legs are stretched out in like an X position, and they put you on the wheel and they just beat you.
Oh God.
And then there's flaying, which is that they take your skin off.
Oh. That wasn't Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. And I sort of made a joke about that didn't land, but yeah, there's obviously burning at the stake. Ling Chi, Death by 1,000 Cuts, was in ancient China, not medieval times, but ancient China.
1,000 cuts?
Yeah. Ling Chi is like death by 1,000 cuts. They cut like you in non-vital places of your body. So it's not like they get your carotid or your jugular and you die instantly. They just cut several parts of your body so you bleed out very, very slowly.
Right.
But
any reason you're into these things?
Well, I don't know. Like when I was a kid, I was interested in dinosaurs. And dinosaurs, they don't exist anymore. They're dead. So I just moved on from one dead thing to other dead things. Like there's dinosaurs, and in like 5th grade or something, I was interested in mummies. They're dead, and then medieval execution methods, killing people. I don't know, like.
Mummies are interesting.
Yeah, mummies are interesting. They're the rituals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can make one of the most scary things for people into something funny, I think that's pretty. That's like that's pretty impressive if you can make death into something that people laugh at.
Yeah.
Because normally people are very scared of that.
Yeah, normally people don't even talk about this.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Has that been your focus lately? Kind of doing this kind of
Uh,
dark topics?
yeah, I try. I have some clean jokes and some dark jokes. But I lately have compiled a lot of dark jokes. And what I would like to do this summer is host a dark comedy show in Altadena because I remember Lynn Sun used to do the Adorables dark comedy showcase, but she hasn't done one in a while. So like, I really want to be in a dark comedy showcase, and so did this other comedian named Dan Ochoa. He's like, when are there going to be any more dark comedy showcases? So this time I want to be the one who brings that. So I would like to, I guess, rent out that public displays of Altadena and have, I guess, a dark comedy showcase with about like 8 people on the lineup because I know my family doesn't like long shows. Yeah.
I like PDA. PDA is a nice space.
Yeah.
Are you there a lot?
Yeah, it's like 1.5 miles from my house.
Oh,
so, yeah.
I did. Okay. Sometimes I go to the Monday.
Yeah, I'm planning on going there tonight to test out some new jokes.
That's true. They are very nice people over there. Yeah. Are you good friends with Lynn?
Yeah, I know her, and I've done her dark comedy shows before, and I think there was one incident where one of the comedians at one of the Adorables show stormed off. I mean, not the comedian didn't storm off. An audience member stormed off because they were offended by what a comedian said.
That's funny.
And I was the next comic after the audience member stormed off, and Lynn told me like, you really saved the show after that because it got really quiet and it just sucked the room silent once that audience member left and literally like slammed the door. So I guess she appreciated that.
Do you remember what you were talking about?
I don't remember the exact joke that the comedian who offended the audience member said, but like the jokes that I told were just some run-of-the-mill dark jokes. Like, I don't know if you saw my Jonestown joke on Instagram about Jim Jones didn't actually use Kool-Aid to poison the cult members. He used off-brand Flavor Aid. So I said that Jim Jones was ambitious enough to get 900 people to kill themselves, but too cheap to get name brand Kool-Aid. So I remember that was one of the jokes I told last year.
Do you sometimes offend people?
Yes. One of my jokes that really sucked, and the audience, well, the open mic audience liked it, but the general audience did not like it. So I remember. So, do you know what the 27 Club is?
No.
Okay, the 27 Club is basically a list of musicians or artists who died at 27. So like
Kurt Cobain.
Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, etc. So I made a joke with 27 Club as a punchline. So I said, and finally, there's this exclusive group that the very talented musician Lizzo is a member of. It's called 27 Club Sandwiches. And the audience at the fourth wall did not like it, but the people at the open mic did.
Yeah.
And I posted it on my social media anyway as epic joke fail because I decided not to just post the jokes that land, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think you could say that the mic has a better tolerance for advanced material than just somebody who's just coming to a comedy club for the first time.
Yeah, I think they understood what the joke was. They just didn't like it. I didn't get booed, but I got like a groan, like, oh, you know. I see. But it wasn't like it was like radio silence.
Got it. Also, they're very sensitive about fat shaming in LA, right?
Yes, and I don't dislike Lizzo or her music, and her her Instagram handle is literally Lizzo be eating, so she knows that she knows that she likes to eat, and so I think that was kind of like a tribute to her in a way.
Very nice. Any other favorite musicians?
Oh, I love. I think a three-way tie for my favorite bands are Led Zeppelin, Queen, and My Chemical Romance.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
Queen and My Chemical Romance are my favorites too.
yeah,
Do you like Freddie Mercury?
yeah,
Mm. These are, I don't want to make it a racial thing, but this is pretty white music.
yeah. I've been told that I talk white and stuff like that, and my brother says that you have the music taste of like a 58-year-old white man. And I mean that's true, but you know, I guess you can blame 95.5 KLOS, the radio
Ah.
station, for my music taste, because as soon as I was able to drive, I turned that on in my radio, and yeah, I have the music taste of a 58-year-old divorced dad now.
I think that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Um, I think we can. Yeah, that's been fun, Joy. I think we can wrap it up. I just one last question. What your final goals for comedy? You know, where would you like to be in maybe 3, 4 years?
In about 3 or 4 years, maybe opening for another comedian and
Yeah.
getting paid on the road.
Yeah.
Probably opening for a comedian that does similar styles so that they'll like my humor as well. So if I open for Anthony Jeselnik,
Yeah.
his audience will be like, I think his audience would like my jokes,
Yeah.
but not say like a clean comedian like Jim Gaffigan. Oh no, no, no.
Yeah, that would be the dream. So you want to be a working comedian?
I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to get that bread. You know what I'm saying?
No more astrophysics, no more math.
No, no. Actually, I would like to continue my pursuit in astrophysics.
Yeah.
Because I'm really am interested in science, and I would like to eventually get my PhD.
Dang.
Yeah, you know how Brian May from Queen was an astrophysicist.
Oh.
He toured with Queen like after he like studied astrophysics, but he didn't get his PhD until after he was done like touring with Queen.
Mhm.
But that's kind of like an inspirational thing, like Brian May being in both STEM and in the arts. So that I really like that.
Yeah, it sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, did you watch the Bohemian Rhapsody movie in
Yeah.
2020? Yeah, Brian May did study astrophysics.
Huh. Yeah, Joy's a very multi-talented person, everyone. Please follow her on Instagram at Joy Moore.
Joy_more_comedy.
Joy_more_comedy. All right, thanks so much, Joy.
All right, thank you for having me.